text, or even while having a face-to-face conversation with another person. Many people believe that we as humans have become obsessed with texting, while others believe that it's just an easier, more convenient way to communicate. Either way, teens have become addicted to texting. According to the Dallas Morning News, most teens prefer to text rather than to call people. Half of teens send more than 50 text messages a day, or 1,500 a year. A month, sorry. Okay, 1 in every 3 teens send over 100 a day and over 3,000 a month. Girls typically send or receive 80 text messages per day, and boys typically send or receive 30 text messages per day. Teens usually send or receive 5 calls per day. This means that they are sending 10 times more texts than phone calls per day. And even when you do call teens, it's not uncommon for them to hit ignore, forwarding your call to voicemail, and text you after saying, "What did you want?" or "Why did you call?" Basically training their callers just to text next time instead. And that is because teens do prefer texting over calling. We all have our morning routines. Most of us get out of bed, take a shower, maybe make a cup of coffee or have a good stretch. But what do we do before all that? We roll over in bed and check our phones. It's how most people get their day going. Most teens check Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook before even getting out of bed in the morning. So that is a really good example of how we've become addicted to technology. A man named David Dustin did several studies on how technology affects people physically. And he found that compared with people who watched less than 2 hours of television daily, those who watched more than 4 hours a day had a 46% higher risk of death from all causes and an 80% increased risk for cardiovascular disease-related death from all causes. Even if someone has a healthy weight, sitting for long periods of time can cause unhealthy blood sugars and blood fats. The human body was made to move around and be active, not sit in front of a screen for hours on end watching television. He also found that 5-year-olds who watch television for 3 or more hours a day are more likely to fight, steal, and have other antisocial behaviors by the age of 7. When younger kids play computer games or video games as opposed to watching television, they aren't really affected later on in life. Although texting and calling are probably the most common reasons for using cell phones, there are also other things we are able to do with them. Cell phones now have cameras, so we don't need to carry around cameras with us if we have our cell phone. And also you can get apps with cell phones. Apps have become very popular over the last 5 years. This is because in the last 5 years, almost everyone has obtained a smartphone, and apps are usually free and easy to use. According to PR Newswire, the Dictionary.com app has been downloaded over 50 million times, making it one of the most popular in the world. According to the International Business Times, Candy Crush has over 25.8 million users actively. This means that there's 25.8 million people in the world who use it every day, Allie included. The UPI Entertainment website says that Pandora has over 70 million listeners, also making it one of the most popular in the world. And as of August 2012, 7.3 million people actively use Instagram and 6.9 million people actively use Twitter, as according to the International Business Times. And that was August 2012, so over a year ago. A lot of people have gotten Twitter and Instagram since then, myself included, so those numbers have probably raised a lot. Video games are also very common among young males. They can affect their social life by causing them to become addicted and play video games rather than hanging out with their friends, and they can affect their academic life, distracting them from their homework. According to AP Top News Package, Call of Duty shattered entertainment records by selling more than 6.5 million copies and making over $400 million in less than 24 hours. And as found on USA Today, Nintendo, so things such as the Wii or the DS, things sold more than 1.2 million gaming systems in the US in only 1 week. We as humans flock to stores to buy new types of technology that are very expensive, not really knowing much about them, and then we take them home and become addicted to them. We need to know that technology is very important and it is crucial to our world today, but that it needs to be used in moderation.
I agree with that teens are more likely to text instead of call or answer calls. I think that might just be a sign of laziness lately, and that sending letters or calling on the phone is kind of getting lost in our generation, which may just be a change of culture.
I definitely agree with the addiction to video games part. I mean, I am addicted to video games, and I do know how it can distract you from homework or wanting to do other social things with your friends or family.
I can attest to a lot of what you said with all your facts, because most of them are very similar to what I do. You probably use my phone way too much, and I guess that's the first thing I do when I get up in the morning before I brush my teeth or any of that kind of daily routine. So I guess I can pretty much agree with a lot of what you're saying. Well, in our speech today, we explore technology in education, entertainment, and communication. Then we discuss the addictions with technology in modern society.
The effects of technology on our society are wide-reaching through education, entertainment, communication, and even through addictions.
Technology is a useful tool in society, and if it is used correctly, the dangers can be avoided.
Technology is an extravagant tool for mankind, but it must be used appropriately and in moderation.